Hey, here we are. Episode 20 of the story thus far, number 20.
Wow.
What an emotional roller coaster that led us up to 20. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. The story thus far, episode 20. Talvis, Barag, Terra, and Daedalus, also known as the heroic mercenary group called Valor's Ransom. The four of you finally found yourselves in Baldur's Gate, the second largest port city on the west coast of the country of Faerun. The continent of Faerun, rather. Just north of the country of Anne. The four of you found no difficulty getting around the urban port city of Baldur's Gate thanks to Terra's previous time here, with the exception of Talvis, who became the victim of a pickpocket. However, your arrival didn't go unnoticed here at the Black Gate, as you were approached by an elven noble by the name of Rodtael. He hired the four of you to investigate a disaster at a mineral mine he owned just south of the city, at the very border of the country of Anne. Kobolds, a race of diminutive reptilian humanoids, had overrun the mine itself and were using it as some sort of base of operations. In fact, the normally craven kobolds had become emboldened as of late and started sacking small encampments and caravans north of the mine itself. Their hunting grounds continuing to expand. Before the deal was struck, Rodtael revealed himself to be an ancient black dragon and advised that these attacks were far too brazen to be the work of the normally cowardly kobolds, and that he suspected someone or something far more sinister was afoot. The four of you took the job for a tidy sum of gold. Temporary access to the Omnium Continuum, a guild of the most premier enchanters and crafters spanning all of the major crafting and magic disciplines here in the country of the Faerun, and a favor to be named at a later date. Having made it to the mine and having easily cleared out the entrance, the four of you proceeded inward. It wasn't long before the four of you were separated. Barag and Daedalus, you were involved in a high-speed minecart chase on rickety and ancient tracks with kobolds in hot pursuit. Talvis and Terra, you fought your way through the floating skull of a demolich. Eventually, the four of you found each other again and entered the dwelling of an ancient red dragon known as Cyndra. The battle was long, and eventually Valor's Ransom won the day, but at a cost, a most terrible cost. Talvis of the Seven Fingers, scion of the Order of Hestia, breaker of Talos, and founding member of Valor's Ransom, had fallen. Curiously, as the last vestiges of life slowly left his body, his physical being turned to dust. Something that you had only seen one other time while adventuring in the Sanguine Sands. However, the loot was plundered. One baby dragon was murder hoboed, and your friend's belongings were secured. Now you arrive back to the city of Baldur's Gate. What would the three of you like to do?
So all of our loot and all that is brought with us through the caravan?
Yeah, I will say, for the sake of brevity, you and the mercenary group that traveled with you were able to harvest, or not harvest, I believe you rolled your harvesting already, right, for the dragon?
Yes.
You were able to take all of the parts and pieces and the plunder within the dragon's nest, within the dwelling. It took the better part of a day, as you had to rig pulleys and levers. You, being a sailor, are adept with rigging. So easily you were able to rig, pulleys and ropes and things like that to get everything out of that chamber.
Okay. And so, are we back at Baldur's Gate, or are we just heading there?
You are coming up to Baldur's Gate. You can see the Black Gate about a half mile. The ride has been quiet. Even the mercenaries who accompanied you are quiet. They know that 4 entered and only 3 came out. They can see kind of how somber the 3 of you are. Daedalus grabs his friend's gear, the battle hymn of Hestia, as well as his hammer, Talbot's hammer, and the rest of his gear. So yeah, what would you like to do?
Can we see if Rodtael is over by the gate? Because didn't he say he was going to meet us by the gate? I think he did.
He'll meet you by the gate once he's summoned, but he's not waiting for you. He doesn't know when you'll.
Oh, okay.
But they'll summon him normally, yeah.
Okay.
They'll summon him easily enough. They have runners that they can send to different parts of the city. Generally, it's the lower class, the poor that need a few copper. They'll pay them to run messages.
Okay.
So, and only the special ones really have access to the merchant quarter. So,
Okay.
what do you guys do?
And we're just pulling up to Baldur's Gate right now. Right?
Yeah, you're coming up on the gate right now.
I say we see if we can summon Rodtael.
Okay. So, it's as busy as it always is. Baldur's Gate is always busy. A lot of ships coming into port. And as soon as you come up to the gate, you're stopped by the Flaming Fist mercenary group. They're basically in charge of law enforcement within the borders of Baldur's Gate. And easily enough, the driver shows a parchment with a seal, Rodtael's seal on it, and he just kind of glances at it, the guard. You can tell he's been on his feet for a long time. He barely looks up when he sees it. He just looks up and he just kind of waves you in. Move along, move along. And so you guys enter the city. You can hear the hoofs on the cobblestone. Not something that you're used to, as you guys have been kind of traveling in the plains and the wild for the better part of 5 days or so. But it's about a half hour. Rodtael meets you at the gate, and you guys are all in the cart. So he approaches, very happy to see you. You could tell his face is hopeful, and he approaches the 3 of you with a very big smile. I am so impressed. I did not expect to see the 4 of you back. Where's the other one?
And I'm gonna shrug to Terra and kind of push her into. You tell them the names.
Dead.
That is cold. Okay, I'm sorry to hear of your loss.
I need a drink.
Okay, that is fair.
I second that.
I'll tell you what, first we have business to finish, yes?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I am going to a party. A little soiree that the 4 dukes are throwing for the affluent. I believe you, Daedalus Hartwell, were promised an appointment with Lady Danae. Mm-hmm. And I do know that she will be at that gathering. So my end of the bargain to you will be kept.
Thank you. I bow.
So he kind of gives you a curt bow as well. Bows his head. I do have your pot. I will give it to you at the gathering if you'd like.
Yes, that would be.
Or I could have it delivered to wherever you're staying. I believe you're staying at the Climehammer, yes? That's where we met?
Yes, but we have I guess you can say a room over here at the finest establishment, so to speak, in the merchant's quarter.
Okay. Sure. I suppose I can pull some strings and get you back in. But this will be counted as the one favor that's promised of me. Should you choose to use it.
I think we had something else in mind for this favor.
That's smart. The Climehammer it is. I'll have it delivered to you post with.
Alright.
I'm sorry about your friend. Truly I am. He was the Hestia follower, yes?
Yes, he was.
There were some clergy from the Order of Hestia searching for him. They came around my way and I did tell them that Talvis was with you, Valor's Ransom, and you were taking care of a task for me. But I believe they expect him around. You may...
I'll go talk with them.
Okay, well, I can... They are again in the merchant's quarter. I can most definitely get a message to them. Let them know where you're staying.
Yes, just tell them to look for me. I'm a follower of Hestia myself.
Oh, very good. Hestia is a good and fair goddess. The virgin goddess, I believe she's called. Although, you don't look like you fit those qualifications. And it kind of gives you like a curt look. I'm just saying it's surprising for a pirate of your renown.
I made a promise and I could not keep it. But I am, I guess you can say, as devout as I can be.
Very well. I'll bid you a good evening. So tomorrow night, come dressed in your best. You will be given special access to the merchant quarter. And the guards will escort you to where you need to go. The four dukes rule Baldur's Gate. Make a intelligence check with advantage.
12.
Okay. You do know that Baldur's Gate was found actually by a pirate. His name was Baldur, and he was an adventurer. This is somewhat common knowledge amongst your ilk. What most people know about Baldur's Gate and Balduran is that he spent all of his wealth to build the gate because he saw the geographic location of this kind of natural angle would be perfect for a port, especially on this side of the Faerun. So he spent all of his riches on building the gate. He was said to have gone on one last quest, one last adventure, for something that he was very tight-lipped about, and he never returned. However, Baldur's Gate was ruled for a very long time by farmers, until there was a revolt with the sailors of Baldur's Gate. They felt it belonged in the hands of a seaman, somebody who was of the same cloth as the founder of Baldur's Gate. Eventually, the Civil War was the pirates and the privateers eventually won the Civil War. And they set up a system where there were 4 rulers, and they're called the 4 Dukes. Most of the 4 Dukes can actually trace their lineage back to the original settlers of Baldur's Gate, back when Baldur was still alive. And it's a badge of pride that those kind of in the ruling class are of, sailor stock, so to speak. So you're kind of going to see royalty of the sea, for lack of a better term. At least their family had done incredible things. But right now it's about mid-afternoon. What do you guys do?
So I'm gonna head towards actually the clam hammer.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Is Rodtael left?
He's still. I mean, you could catch him before he leaves.
I'm gonna motion for Terra to come with me. I'm gonna go and try to catch Rodtael.
Sure. So he goes as he's turning around, and he's got his ebony cane that he's kind of strolling, almost like he's strolling through a park. What do you do?
Sir Rodtael.
So he kind of turns back to you. Master Dwarf.
I was thinking about asking of you of that favor that you granted us.
Sure.
And I think Terra here agrees with me. We would like to ask the favor to be granted for the rest of eternity, if we live that long, to have access to the merchant quarter.
That's a pretty big favor.
Aye, well, you said a favor for us, and that's the favor we would like to ask, to have permanent access to the merchant quarter.
Permanent
as long as we
access to
live.
the merchant quarter.
Aye.
I'll tell you what. Now, Baldur's Gate is ruled by 4 dukes.
Aye.
I know all 4 well. They're fine people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't guarantee access, but I certainly will put in a good word for them.
It would be much appreciated if possible to at least get us the ability to, in that direction, to get access.
Understood. I will do my best. You have my word.
Aye. You agree, Terra?
I'm just gonna nod my head.
Aye, so be it.
So he kind of bows his head to you. Again, I am saddened by your loss.
It's a tough blow to the group. It was the founder and all.
So he stops for a second, and he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and squeezes, not to hurt you, but to let you know that you're not alone. He sympathizes with you. He can empathize. He's suffered loss, you feel. And he turns around and continues his stroll. So what do you do?
I guess it's time for that drink. I'm gonna look to my alchemy jug and just, whisper to it the ale, the best dwarven ale.
Sure. I need you guys to make a perception roll, please. You too, Daedalus.
Modified 20.
Oh, nice.
Natural 19.
Nice.
I added on, right? I don't do this right. I think it's 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. So all of you notice as you are strolling towards the clam hammer with your bounty. Rodtael had some of his men actually take the actual tail, but everything else is yours should you want it. He actually sent people with you to kind of secure it. It's a lot of gold that you guys have.
Yeah.
And as you guys are walking towards the clam hammer, you notice up on the left and the right side of the street, there are just large wooden and stone buildings. None of them are straight, their architecture. They're almost kind of, a lot of them are kind of slanted. Some of them are very old and ancient. You do notice eyes on you specifically. And you see a symbol in Thieves' Cant that says safety on top of one of the buildings. And on top of that building, you see a group of about 3 hooded figures, and they're all kind of just sitting on the ledge, kind of watching people come and go. And as you look on the opposite side, you see a few more hooded figures, again, just kind of like chucking daggers up in the air and kind of looking around. Not making moves, but you do see Thieves' Cant, and it's been a while since you've seen Thieves' Cant. But you do see it stamped prominently on that one building. That says safety.
So I'm gonna turn to Daedalus and Brog and let me check the clam hammer.
Okay, and so the two of you, what you notice, that Daedalus is getting a lot of eyes in his direction. You don't know whether it's because he's Hartwell the Magnificent. You don't know whether it is because he has 2 nails sticking out of his mouth. But you do know that a lot of people are kind of veering away from him. You do catch a couple of whispers as they kind of glance at his direction quickly, trying not to make eye contact.
I'm gonna nudge him. Daedalus, close your fucking mouth.
Okay. I just kind of retreat my hood a little further.
Sure. So, Terra.
I'm gonna head to that building as the safety of Thieves' Cant.
Sure. It's an old building. It is basically it's a leather shop. They tan hide. It's close to the gate. That way it catches people coming in and out. And people who have, leather that they want to get tanned or made into something will usually stop at that shop. So you see a pleasant human couple kind of tending the shop. The shop is relatively empty as you walk in, but there are some rather shoddy looking goods on display. But there are some goods on display.
So I'm gonna walk up and, by any chance, you folks know taxidermy? By any chance, I have something that needs to be cured.
So the gentleman, older gentleman, silver hair, going bald on top of the big bushy handlebar beard, looks like he could probably lay off the stout. Kind of smiles at you. Taxidermy, eh? Yeah, one of my good friends, Arthur. Very good taxidermist over by the port in the lower city. Cheap too. Now, if you've got, some skin that you need dried and worked, we can certainly do that here.
You ever worked with a dragon hide?
Oh, dragon hide? I've never had the pleasure. Never had the pleasure.
I'll tell you what. If you can work this dragon hide, yes?
I'd love to try, young miss. So you see his wife kind of look at him. She's older as well. She's missing a few teeth and she's got a big wart on the side of her face. She looked like she's worked hard for her whole life. They both do. And she looks at him and she's, don't. Dragonhide, take that to the Omnium Continuum. He's gonna ruin it. Like you've ruined my life. He's like, oh, shut up, woman. It's Dragonhide. I can work the Dragonhide, young. Yes. She says, young miss, I'm telling you, he ruins everything he touches.
So I'm gonna.
You should have seen me before I married him. He ruined me. I gave him the best 6 months of my life. After that, it was all downhill.
So I'm gonna kind of like shrug it off, and I'm actually gonna, cause I have 20 feet. So I'll give you a little tester, so to speak. I can cut some of this dragon hide. If I see that you are qualified work, maybe I'll let you cure the whole thing.
Okay, how much you willing to cut off? Like maybe 19 feet of it? I'll work 19 feet. Easy.
We'll work.
I'll make it into, what do you want, a nice little sundress?
Does it look?
I was joking. You're a sailor, so how about a nice overcoat?
That sounds grand to me.
An overcoat. An overcoat it is.
So I'm gonna then see if I can trick him and cut 10 feet.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and I'm gonna have him make an intelligence check with advantage
Because
he is a
Yep.
leather worker. He's not dumb. He's common, but he's not dumb. But according to this roll, he's very dumb. Okay, that's better. So he's like, young miss, you may cut it a little short there. You may want to go out another 9 feet or so on that the chunk of beautiful, shiny dragon hide.
So I do.
Okay. I'll tell you what, before you ruin it, before you cut it and walk off with just 1 foot of dragon hide, why don't you give me the whole 20 feet, the whole bit, and I will work that 20 feet into the most lavish coat you've ever seen. Probably. I'm kidding. I totally will do that.
So I'm gonna
So
place.
the wife says, my name is Ethel. And I'm telling you, do not let him touch the hide. Dragon hide is expensive. It comes out of premium. You don't find it laying around. And he's like, woman! Hush, hush.
So I'm gonna place down 2 platinum and say,
So both of their eyes get big and she goes, I'm sorry. Give him the dragon hide.
no. So I'm gonna put the dragon hide away, and why don't instead some information?
Sure, young miss. What information would you like?
There's a thieves' camp outside of this building. You care to tell me who wrote that?
What is a thieves' cant?
So to speak, is what are us underbellies, so to speak. People of not so good stock, I guess you can say.
Criminals.
Yes.
So what is it, though?
It's a way for us to communicate to each other,
Oh, it's a secret language, eh?
so to speak. And
Okay.
there's some right out of this shop of yours. Any,
So he looks surprised, genuinely, on my shop.
on your shop?
I tell you, I hear people sneaking up on there. I'm just too tired to chase them off. Maybe I should start going up there,
Up where?
on the roof of my establishment.
I'll tell you what. You two can keep the 2 platinum if you just show me to this roof. I will take care of this problem myself.
The platinum, yeah, sure, absolutely. Just take the stairs right behind the showroom, as much as it is.
So I'm
Right down that hallway.
So I'm gonna throw down a gold piece. You should probably leave. Go get a bite to eat.
Yeah, I mean, you paid our rent for about 2 months, so sure, yeah. Don't break anything and don't steal anything, although you probably just paid it with this.
Don't worry. I don't steal unless necessary.
Okay. And so the lady, Ethel, you're not gonna light our place on fire or anything, are you?
I won't.
Okay. There's not gonna be any dead bodies in our showroom, are there?
If there is, I have a dwarf that can clean it up. I'm joking, my dear. I'm joking.
So she kind of like he grabs her hand and they both slowly kind of back out of the shop and they close the door, but they're still they haven't moved. They're still staring at you through the window, like very unsure of what to do or how to proceed now. But yeah.
So I'm gonna head up the stairs, right? You guys up the stairs?
Yeah. And the leather shop itself, it's old. They've got, kind of dummies that they kind of work on the leather with. A lot of that looks like it's been broken and repaired. And as you make your way up the ancient stairs, I mean, every step that you take creaks. There's no way of not getting caught trying to sneak around this place because everything is creaking. But you do make it up to the top of the stairs. What do you do?
I'm gonna see if there's any, if I can see any more thieves' camp or if there's anybody up there. Because the gentleman said that there was noises that he was hearing.
Yeah. So you go up to the roof.
Yes.
Okay. So you go up to the roof and there's 4 or 5 people up there. You do see a large kind of wooden chest. Now it's common, for rogues. For the most part, the way rogues operate is that they kind of steal from the rich and give to the poor, sort of system. And thieves are always willing to help a fellow thief. And there's strict rules. You don't steal from another thief. And there are these little caches, usually left in large cities, usually hidden. You can find them in sewers, you can find them in alleys, on rooftops. And as a rogue, the general rule is that once you open it, you can deposit gold in there, you can deposit fake credentials, you can deposit a disguise kit, but you can also take whatever's in there. But you have to leave the same amount of what you took out. So it's an exchange. It's an exchange. It's rogues helping each other kind of out of a jam without having to help them out of a jam. So you do see one of these chests up there, and in Thieves' Camp on the chest it does say supply cash, deposit 1, take 1, deposit 1.
And there's about 4 to 5 people?
Yeah, you see 1 elf, 1 human, and 2 smaller race, look avian in stature, kind of the size of a dwarf, beautiful black shiny feathers, brown tunics with hoods and a belt kind of like in the middle at the waist with daggers and a long raven-like beak on both of them with kind of like these big yellow eyes, and their heads kind of like shift from left to right, and the elf is actually just kind of taking a swig of some rot gut as he kind of sees you pop up from the shop.
Oh, fine day to be sitting on the rooftop, my friends.
Yeah. A lot of money to be had down there, young miss.
Oh, yes, can tell you that. Yes, there is. So I'm gonna kind of sit down right by them.
Sure.
If I may ask, how many of you come here? Do you guys come here often? Just the 5 of you?
It's a lot of us. We're all mostly freelance.
Actually, I'm looking for freelance.
That's what's funny. So he says, I know you. You're Terra's tears.
So I'm gonna pull out my small flask and just take a swig of it.
So he kind of lifts up his flask to you. Yeah, you really got screwed out of that ship, huh?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me, but yes, I did.
Well, that's pretty famous around these parts.
So I've
But-
heard.
But we've also heard about what you guys did back east. That's also pretty famous.
Yes.
You're not coming respectable on us lowly types, are you? Terra?
Well, I don't know about that. You know, when you run into friends and family, you gotta paint a certain picture, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
At this point, being nice has not paid off for me too well. If I may ask, anybody looking for freelance work? Anybody looking for joining an adventure of sorts?
I'll tell you, Terra, you've got problems, you and your little group of Valor Ransom. Everybody heard when you guys first came in here about a week ago. But, I don't know what it is, but the guild has it in for you.
Which guild?
They're just called the guild. They've had a stranglehold on you. Listen, we steal, right? You, me, us. But we steal from bastards, nobles, people who are have indentured servants, work in the slave trade, and just genuinely disreputable people. Scum, right?
Yeah,
We steal from them because they deserve to be stolen from, right?
agreed.
I wouldn't steal from some poor idiot trying to make a living down there, earning a copper a week. It's disgusting. We have our standards. But about a year ago, this guild, they've always been here, but not like last year. Last year they came in force, and yeah, they're driving us respectable thieves out of business.
Tell me, do you even know where they might be operating from? The general direction.
Nobody knows.
Do you know of anybody that might be part of this guild?
The guild? See, that's the thing. It's not like they wear uniforms or anything. It could be anybody. Anybody on the street, anybody on these rooftops. These two bird idiots right here. No idea. So you see their heads kind of like swing over to them, and they kind of like, these two bird idiots right here. They sound exactly like him. And then they kind of like turn back and continue scanning the people walking to and fro. Yeah, so I don't know, but I'd like to get rid of them, to be honest.
I think I might second that. Do you know exactly why they're looking for me specifically, so to speak?
They're looking for all four of you.
3.
What do you mean 3? There are 4 of you.
3 now, and I'm gonna take a swig.
So he kind of takes another, his eyes get wide, and he takes a swig out of his flask, and he goes, holy shit. They got to one of you?
Yep.
The guild killed one of you guys.
No. A dragon.
Oh. Alright, that's still horrible, but that changes things. So he takes another swig, and he kind of taps his flask on yours. Where are you staying at, Miss Terra?
Where else but the clam hammer?
Man, the clam hammer, I hate that place.
I don't know. They got some women that can shake it. I'm gonna take another swig.
Yeah, that they do, and he takes a swig as well. So Barag, Daedalus, you head over to the clam hammer. You guys have literally armloads of gold. Yeah. And everybody's kind of looking at you guys. Even like the Flaming Fist mercenary guards are kind of like watching you guys from a distance, not necessarily watching you guys, but watching people who are watching you guys. Because for all intents and purposes, within the confines of Baldur's Gate, walking around with that much is almost like ringing the dinner bell, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what do you guys do?
Is there any place? Is there like a bank in the?
Make an investigation roll.
5.
You could look around for one. You spend the better part of an hour or so, but without much luck.
Yeah. I'm gonna head back to the Flame Hammer.
Okay.
To find Daedalus and see what he's doing with all the gold.
Okay. Well, he's with you. You guys left together.
Yeah.
Oh, he went with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So we're gonna head back to the Flame Hammer. We're gonna get the biggest room we can get.
The Climb Hammer has like 3 rooms. So.
Well, then we're gonna take all 3 rooms, and I want him to break down both walls.
Sure.
In between the rooms.
Okay. So as you, oh, okay. So as you, so you're gonna do like a force. We're forcing you to do construction on our behalf.
Yeah, I want him to.
No, I dig it. So you go into the Climb Hammer, and it's busy. Not overly busy, not like when you went in the evening, but it's busy. And as you guys, you and Daedalus kind of walk in, and you're kind of dragging these sacks of riches and golds and weapons and all kinds of things. You see everybody in the Climb Hammer slowly turn towards you. And the bartender behind the bar kind of looks at you. Human fellow. Scarred. He looks like he's been a sailor for some time. And he's like, let me guess. You want a room?
Actually, I want all 3 of your rooms.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't you buy the Climb Hammer?
How much?
Let the negotiations begin.
I'm just curious. How much do you want for the Climb Hammer?
Alright. Okay. Let's play this game. 1,500 gold, and I stay on as the barkeep. And he kind of smiles. He just knows he has you over a barrel. You see, like, he's missing a few teeth. What do you say? Or 2,000 and you take complete ownership and you 10 bar.
1,500.
Yeah, and he says yeah, and then everybody in the Climb Hammer starts kind of chuckling and chortling and guffawing to themselves and kind of going back to their drink, and the bard in the corner of the room continues to just kind of play. What can I get for you?
And I'll just hold up my alchemy jack. I think I'm good. And I switch around my hand and take a good
Those things are gonna put me out of business.
but, you know, this doesn't last me all day. I am a dwarf after all. This is like water to me.
Yeah, that's true. You dwarves can hold your liquor.
I take another good swig and...
So how about that? 2,000. Climb Hammer's yours.
First you said 1,500 and you get the 10
and I
bar.
get to stay in 10 bar, or 2,000, you own it free and clear, and I'm never to be seen again.
But then I have to tell
You've got a future. You've got an establishment. You've got real estate. Can't beat that.
How about just give me the 3 rooms for now?
So as you how about everybody stops and now is looking at this kind of negotiation. So you say, how about just the 3 rooms?
Just the 3 rooms for now.
What can we do to sweeten this pot? I'd like to retire. I'll tell you what. 1,500 gold. And you have it free and clear, and you get to 10 bar.
Yeah, I guess buck 10 in bar. That sounds like a brilliant deal for me.
Okay. So 2,000, and I 10 bar.
Aye, just the 3 rooms. I am not interested in buying and tending bar and all that fun stuff.
Alright.
Just the 3 rooms.
Not every day that a fat, sweet, plump pigeon comes flying into my establishment, but 3 rooms. 2 of them are taken. I got 1 room available.
Aye.
See, if you owned the climb hammer, this would not even be an issue.
Aye, I know it wouldn't be an issue. I'll pull out 2 platinum.
So
You better evacuate those rooms, and I'll just slide the 2 platinum.
So as you pull out the 2 platinum and tell me you better evacuate those rooms, you hear kind of behind you. You hear, "Don't do it! Don't make a deal with this jackass! It's 2 o'clock."
I'm gonna pull him out and time my little.
Look how he handles me. I'm so gentle. I'm brittle. Look at this skin. Anybody have moisturizer? I need to bathe in aloe. Get me aloe.
So I'm just gonna pour a little ale over his head.
Oh, I have no stomach to enjoy this ale. See how he tortures me? It's 2:01, jackass.
Sure, I know what time it is, then 2:01, and I think we're gonna have
Don't give him any rooms. He doesn't deserve it.
I'm gonna tie a binding around his mouth real quick.
Alright, make a side handshake.
What do I add to that?
Your side
Fire
hand
hand.
modifier.
Oh, that would be a plus 10. Or 10. I mean,
10 total?
yeah, 10 total.
So you take out a little sliver of just cloth?
Yeah, just a piece of cloth.
Okay.
His mouth with.
Alright.
Real quick.
Sure.
And I'm gonna look to the barkeep again and be like, alright, so 3 rooms, correct?
You have a tiny little head that talks.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because I've never seen anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, he talks and he tells me the time and has quite the sailor's mouth on him.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
That is
that's
pretty awesome.
Why I bought it.
Yeah. He's a little obnoxious, though.
Yeah, that's why he has the binding right now.
Gotcha. Alright.
So I can actually speak, because if I didn't bind his mouth,
Gotcha.
he'd be here all night.
So, 2 platinum,
Yeah, and 3 rooms.
3 rooms. Alright. Give me about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
So he reaches underneath the bar. He brings out this club. I'll be right back. And he's out of here.
I'll be here waiting. I'll
Sure.
just take like 3 more swigs of ale.
Sure. Alright, so, Daedalus, as Barag and his head are negotiating lodgings for the night, you see a very large figure enter the climb hammer, and it's unusual because he's about 7 feet tall, this large humanoid. And he's got a very, very pressed kind of military uniform. It's ironed. All the colors are vibrant. He's kind of has this large, it almost looks like a wand, but it's so big it could be like a small cannon. That's how big this thing is, and it's kind of like sat in his arm, and he's actually got a monocle in one eye, and but he looks like a hippo. He's got like the features of a hippopotamus. He's got this gray, thick skin. His hands are the size of hams, with 3 thick meaty fingers. And as he walks in, like you could hear the creaking of the boards with every step. And he kind of takes a look at a piece of parchment and sticks it in his jacket and walks right over to you.
May I help you?
Oh, you must be Daedalus Hardwell.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Pleasure.
My name is Bentley.
Nice to meet you, Bentley.
I'd like to buy you a drink, if that's okay.
Sure.
So he raises his giant hand up and signals for 2 ales. Sure enough, they come by with 2 ales, and he puts a gold coin on the table. I have to say, I've heard a lot about you, Daedalus Hardwell.
Which parts? The good ones or the bad ones?
A little of both. A little of both. But I have to say, I'm sitting here enjoying a nice, icy cold beverage with you. And I want you to know one thing.
Yes.
I'm going to kill you tomorrow.
You can try.
Oh, I will. But I want you to know I'm a man of honor. It's not personal. It's never personal. It's just the perks of the job. You understand?
Are you
Yes?
a bounty hunter?
Let's just say I like to hunt big game, and right now you are the biggest game. People are paying a lot of money. Quite frankly, I don't really know what all the fuss is about.
Honestly, neither do I.
So he just kind of takes a sip of his ale, and his hands are so big that the pint actually almost looks like a shot glass. And you notice he kind of has his pinky out as he takes a small sip of the beverage. And he says, "Is there anything I can buy you to eat? You look like you've been on the road for quite some time."
No, I could buy my own food. I'm just gonna.
No, please. I insist. Allow me.
Okay.
So he orders up a nice big fat salad, because he's a hippo. And what do you order?
Whatever meat they have.
Okay. So they'll just bring out steak and potatoes. So tomorrow I'm going to kill you.
Like I said before, you can try.
Don't take it personally.
So he's not here.
Do I hear this? No.
No, you're busy haggling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Am I still haggling? Because you went upstairs.
No, this is happening at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is at the same time? Okay.
Well, I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Sure he will.
So he kind of gets up. He's got kind of like a big sword strapped to his side. And he kind of bows at the waist to you. And he just kind of leaves. So, back to Terra. You're at the top of this building, talking to a few surly types. What do you do?
I think I was asking him about work. Like if he knew of anybody that was looking for work, so to speak.
So, well, as he said before, the guild has kind of got a stranglehold. Like, all of the reputable rogues out there are kind of almost on the endangered species list. The guild, as far as what he explained to you, the guild is kind of got a stranglehold now on crime within Baldur's Gate. So a lot of people that you knew that used to be kind of in the same line of work as you are either missing they've turned up dead, or they've left Baldur's Gate for Waterdeep. But yeah, that's kind of the situation. That's the situation he gives.
So I'm gonna pass him 5 gold.
Yeah.
Take this as a token of appreciation for you lot. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Miss Highhill.
So I'm gonna walk down the flight of stairs and out the leather workshop.
Sure. So you walk out. The sun is now starting to set. It's still busy. Baldur's Gate is almost like the city that never sleeps. There's activity all the time. So you go to the Climbhammer, or do you go anywhere?
I'm gonna go to the docks.
Okay. So again, it's a lot of ships being unloaded. You see an orc crew. Their ship has huge spikes coming out of the sides. It looks as ugly as an orc. I mean, if a ship could have tusks, their ship has tusks. But you see them working hard, and you see what you assume to be a captain yelling, "Come on, boys! Grog's on me! Hurry up! Let's get this load off!" And so you see them kind of like taking off, different goods out of their ship. They look mostly like a merchant ship. Maybe even they salvage wrecks on the open sea. And you do see other, commercial ships for the most part.
Is any of the orc crew down on the docks? Or?
Oh yeah, they're actually unloading goods onto the dock.
So I'm gonna kind of like wave them down. The captain more specifically.
Okay. So he sees you, kind of looks over to you, and just goes right back about his business. "Come on, boys, let's go!"
So I'm gonna pull out of my coin purse a gold piece.
That gets his attention very quickly. So he makes his way towards you. You can see he actually is missing one hand. He's got kind of like a hook where one hand used to be. He's scarred all over his body. He looks like he has seen battle. He looks like he's been raised from the dead a few times. That's how horrid he looks. Deep scar running over one eye. Part of one lip is completely torn off. And he's an exceptionally ugly orc. So he says, "Yeah, you're gonna lose that,
So I flip it to him. And quick question: you heard of Terra's tears?
Terra's tears.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard.
She in the docks by any chance?
She'll be here about a week's time, I heard. Week's time. Large load. They go after monsters and stuff.
So I've heard.
Who does that voluntarily? That's creepy.
Apparently they're creepy.
Yeah. What business do you have with Terra's tears, if I might ask?
The captain and I go way back.
Ha! Oh, she is a son of a bitch of a dwarf, isn't she?
So I've heard.
Yeah. Yes.
Heard she's causing a lot of trouble.
So he finally kind of puts it together. You wouldn't be the aforementioned Terra in Terra's tears, would you?
Maybe.
Nah. You're almost a celebrity around these parts. That ship and all.
Again. So I've heard.
Yeah. Well, you really gotta watch out for them sea wolves.
Sea wolves?
Yeah. They sail around these parts. Around the island of Chult. Not even Terra's tears is around. Not at night. Yeah. You see that ship? We run.
Tell me, You know, why Terra's Tears, why they avoided, why you avoided.
Everybody avoids it. You know, pirates and curses and stuff.
Curses?
Yeah,
No.
they say that crew's cursed. Nobody has seen them, of course, but plenty of wreckage. We've seen their banner floating in the ocean after a raid.
I see. May have to look into that.
You don't want to look into that, little lady. It's got the 4 dukes all in a tizzy. They're afraid that their cred as a reputable port will suffer.
Ah, I see. Well,
You want to get in good with the dukes. You take care of the seawolves.
that sounds like a grand idea there, lad.
Ha ha ha. You're gonna tackle the wolves.
At this point, I've already broken one promise, so I ain't got nothing to lose.
I like you, little lady. I do. Down to the core of my little black heart. Tell you what, I sail these seas quite often. Anything you want me to look out for, I should relay to you.
Anytime you see Terra's Tears, just let me know.
Like I said, wait around about a week, she'll probably find you.
Probably.
But I'll most certainly send a raven.
You've got it then.
So he kind of puts his hand out.
So I shake his hand.
Gramgar's my name.
Gramgoss. Alright, I'll remember that name.
Please do, Miss Ida. Captain Ida.
I haven't been called that in quite some time.
I have no doubt you'll find your ship again. Or she'll find you.
Hopefully I find her first.
Now, if you won't mind, got a crew to look after.
Where are you boys staying tonight?
Yeah, probably the Cloak and Stagger.
So, just tell them to bill me. Your drinks are on me.
Whoa, Miss Ida. You brought the loyalty of this crew. Certainly, you brought the eye of this captain. The one good eye I have left anyways.
Just as long as you keep your promise. Well, expect more ale.
Very good. Very good. Better days to you, Captain.
And to you, Captain. And I wink at him and walk away.
So as you walk away, you notice he looks at you and he doesn't break or avert his gaze. Make a perception roll.
Why is it always the orcs? Always the orcs!
Yeah, what's happening?
12.
12. You've been around orcs before, and you do know that when orcs find interest in a female, they emit a pheromone. And you are wafting in it right now. It's like a fog or a mist. You just like walk through orc pheromone. So yeah.
So I walk a little faster.
Okay. That's fair. All right, so you, sure enough, do arrive at the Climb Hammer. The sun has just set. You do have your 3 rooms, much to the chagrin of a few sailors. But you do have your 3 rooms, and the Climb Hammer's starting to get busy. Starting to get much busier. So what do you guys do?
Is there like any open tables or anything?
You've got all 3 rooms. So more than likely, if you want a table, you can just let them know. They'll accommodate you.
The barkeep's name, did we ever catch that?
His name is... no, you never asked him, actually.
Yeah, barkeep, I have a question for you.
So you see the human tending bar back there, and he's tapping a keg of ale for a few of the orc sailors that have just come to ground. He's like, what can I do you for?
First of all, if we're gonna be on subject acquaintances, I need a name.
Oh, you mean we're gonna be future business partners? Sure.
Possibly.
My name's Ellis.
Ellis?
Yes.
Alright. Well, Ellis, if you'd be so kind, I need a table.
Oh, you need a table, eh?
And a slide of
Right back at you. Alright, let me take care of these gentlemen. I'll get you a table.
Aye.
And hopefully the deed to this establishment.
You'll have to talk to the... And is she entered the...
Yeah, she's there already.
And I kind of shrugged towards... I was like, you see the halfling pride over there?
Yes.
You'll have to...
She's caught the eye of many a sailor here.
Aye.
So look around.
Interesting. Well...
So as you look around, you do see a couple of sailors kind of like looking at her out of the corner of their eye. And as you look, they kind of go back to their drinks or their meals. So she's calling the shots, eh? Is she like the boss?
No, she's the logical one.
The logical one.
She's not the boss, but she's... Well, this is her town.
Gotcha.
And merely visitors here, so...
So, you are...
I'm just gonna keep sipping out of my...
Ah, I like the way she plays coy. It's a good business tactic.
Aye.
But you'll fold.
Again, I take another sip of my glass.
Sure. So as you are taking sips, you do see people in the Climb Hammer. Games of chance going on. A little bit of gambling, a little bit of drinking. There's some dancing. There's a bard in the corner. Everybody seems to be having a really good time. I need all three of you to make, let's see, what roll do make a perception roll.
19.
19?
Yeah, only a 9.
9?
Modified 19.
Modified 19, okay. Terra, Barag, you catch wind that there was a rumor or a story of an ancient red dragon that had been slain just south, not too far. And everybody in the city is kind of buzzing about that. Ancient red dragons are things of legend. Most people don't even see one in a lifetime. Some people don't even think they exist. But reputable sources within the Flaming Fist Mercenary Guard have reported seeing the remains of an ancient red dragon come into town, and there is supposedly a leather worker who claims that he is going to be working with some of that hide. All of these little bits of information you hear, just kind of like little bits from these two guys talking, or these two girls in the corner are talking about a dragon. But yeah, so the city is especially buzzing with talk of this ancient red dragon, and you do notice there are quite a bit of big game hunters within the Climb Hammer. Not sailors, but people kind of dressed in more camouflage sort of clothing, in grays and browns and greens. They come armed with nets and pikes and things like that, rather than your standard sword and shield. This news is kind of attracting a different sort of crowd other than just the sailor. So yeah.
So I'm actually gonna go up to, who is it, Ellis?
Yeah, the bartender?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna go up to him and, quick question here, lad. You know of anybody looking for work?
What sort of work?
Adventuring.
Adventuring.
So to speak.
Venturing, so to speak. Well, you can actually talk to the Flaming Fist Mercenary Guards. They're always looking for extra bodies to throw on the fire.
Well, we need, I guess you can say, assistance.
In what regard? If I might be so bold.
We had a tangle with something on our adventures, and one of our crewmates May he rest. May his soul rest with Hestia, but has passed.
I'm sorry to hear that. That drink's on me.
Thank you. Well, we're looking for somebody who is as able and as willing.
Able and willing. Well, just throw a dart in this place, you'll hit somebody.
Is there any way that we can get a table? Maybe you can get a word that we're looking.
You're looking to hire on for a crew?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who should I say is inquired?
Terra Hyo.
And I'm gonna walk up and you know, Valor's Ransom.
Never heard of you.
Well, you should probably ask word about, you know, a certain...
His perception roll was sucked.
It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, perception roll is garbage. Roll the dick monkey. I'm just gonna say to him, and, well, you should ask more about that story about, you know, who defeated that red dragon.
Ah. Well, wait a minute, you're claiming you defeated that red dragon?
Oh, I'm not claiming, my friend. And I'm gonna shrug Terra and kind of bump her a little.
Come on.
Show him.
Brog, shut up.
Now did you guys, you gave the tail to Rodtael, and you
Yeah.
have...
I still have
Yeah.
Dragon.
the hide.
Hi, fine, I'll shut up. Can you get us a table? Please.
Yes.
Just tell people Valor's Ransom and Terra Hyo. We're looking to add on one person.
And only one person.
I'll spread the word. Terra Hyo and Valor's Ransom are looking to hire one person, and just one person. That is all.
And I'm gonna flip him a gold piece. I want the word outside too.
Oh, I can't take care of outside.
Well, I mean, you've probably been here a while, so you probably know some people who can get word around the city.
Yeah, that's true. I probably do. And he takes the gold and puts it in his pocket.
Good. So now spread the word.
I just did.
So I'm gonna pull Brog by the ear and just kind of drag him.
Sure. Daedalus, what are you doing?
Well, I'm just sitting there, first of all, looking at the amazing sight of a halfling dragging a dwarf by the ear.
Yeah. She's done it more than once.
So I'm just
your
like,
arm hurting down there.
and it's like, and in my mind I'm just like, you know, every time she does that, it's never not funny. It's always a funny sight.
Right.
No matter how many times I see it. So I'm just gonna, you know, kind of patiently wait for that table, and then when we get seated, I'm gonna tell them about my my visitor.
Okay. So you guys do get a table pretty quickly. And Daedalus will forever be known as the garter of tables. You can't take that table. You can't take that table.
Mine.
So, but yeah, you guys get a table pretty quickly, and you do get your table service. You do get your food and your beverages, and so you.
So yeah, while he was haggling for a room, had a visitor. Rooms. This giant, I would say, hippo-looking thing. He's a big game hunter, and well, I'm his target. He said he's gonna kill me tomorrow.
Ooh, fancy. Did you say what time?
No, he did not say a time. He just said tomorrow.
Boys. Brog, you
Aye.
need to learn to shut up. You don't know a thing about this city, and that man just jibbed you of a gold.
Gold.
So let
One gold piece.
So I put my hand over his mouth and just look at him like with like a death glare. Shut up. And then I remove my hand, as I was saying.
And all I'm gonna do is untie the binding on my lip.
I should really put you in your place, pal.
I'll flick him.
It's 9:30. It's way past your bedtime.
Fine. Then we'll just take a swig of ale and pour more ale on his head.
Oh, the indignity, the humanity. Somebody help me.
Oh, you poor thing. Is he torturing
He
you?
is torturing me.
Oh, you poor little thing. Barog, be nice to this.
Brog, be nice to your head. Come stroke your head, Brog.
And so I'm gonna just
flick him.
So I'm just gonna high five Daedalus.
All right. So the climb hammer is busy and it's riotous. No fights in the climb hammer. As has been well established, the climb hammer polices its own. The rule is understood from every laborer, every rogue, every criminal, every sailor. You don't fight in the climb hammer. That is the number one rule. So people have gotten lynched fighting at the climb hammer. It's got a very storied reputation. But so how hard do you guys go with the drinking? I mean, you lost your friend.
I'm gonna finish pretty much that whole alchemy jug of ale
Make
that I
a
have.
Constitution check. DC of 18.
Constitution. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19. All right. You are feeling really good. Really bad at the same time. But you are able to kind of maintain your composure. I mean, you walk and it's slanted into the left when you think you're walking straight. However, you're not throwing up or anything. You make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Nope. Nope.
Did you add?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It would be 13.
Terra Highhill,
No.
you by 11 o'clock you've already puked once. By 12 you puke 2 more times, and you are out by 1, like a light. Daedalus Hartwell.
I'm not the heavy drinker.
Oh,
I just drink one.
so we've got the designated driver at the table, the DD.
Yeah.
All right.
So I just drink
He's
one.
being responsible.
You know, just and do a little toast to our fallen comrade
Okay.
and drink it in his honor.
Okay. Who do you toast to?
To Talvis, thanks for all the heals and for the good times.
So you say this to
To the table.
the table.
Yeah.
So you say it
Aha.
to the table. You have a moment
Yeah.
for Talvis, and so the night slowly draws to a close. You guys do have 3 rooms at your disposal. So what do you do?
So I'm gonna go find my room and take off my armor. More like say to my armor, Claude Harath, so it disperses.
So as you say, Claude Harath, it kind of breaks apart, suspended in midair, and then puts itself back together in armor configuration without you in it.
I want to be right in front of the
Right
door.
in front of the door, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you were going to go.
Is she still passed out?
She's passed out on the dance floor.
So since he already went upstairs, I pick her up.
Okay. She's light.
So then I just haul her upstairs and
You hear her saying something in some sort of language that you don't understand, and you know it's not Halfling.
I just like shake my head. I find whatever room you pick. Like what I picked, I go to the room next to his.
So you
I
go.
open the door and I put her on the bed.
As I fall down on the bed.
Sure. And it's not even really a bed, it's just more like a cot. So you just kind of like pour her into the cot. She's knocked out. Yeah.
So I just silently walk out the room and then I go to my room.
Okay.
And I just get on my cot and I just do a little meditation.
Sure. Small room, a little table, a little oil lamp with whale oil, and a little cot and a blanket. So you guys call it a night?
I have no choice in the
You
matter.
don't really have a choice. Yeah. You may actually suffer a level of exhaustion. Yeah.
I call it a night after I tie another binding around my shrunken head's mouth.
Okay. I will say. Okay, let's see. You guys wake up at well, you don't, but you two wake up at 11 a.m. at the crack of noon. No, 11 a.m. Daedalus, you are not sleeping because you're an elf. You just meditate.
Yeah.
So you've got your spell slots. You've got your health.
Oh, sweet.
But about 11 o'clock, you finally wake up. You have puke all over you. Terra.
So I just kind of like dust it off.
Just dust vomit off my.
Oh my god, you are so gross.
I'm a pirate, so
Yeah, no,
you know.
I totally get it. I love it. I love it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. All right, so
Pirates are pretty gross.
yeah. So you get up. You dust the dried vomit off your vest. What do you do?
I'm gonna actually start writing a letter. More specifically to Milcune.
Okay.
And to obviously my family. And to I have the name here somewhere. The mayor Pimshin.
Yeah.
With the Ashburger Mooring. So I'm gonna send them also a letter, but I'm writing Milcune first to tell them what happened to Talvis and think that she has the right to know first.
Sure. Okay, so you're writing your letter. Brog?
I'm gonna roll out of bed, call for my armor, Claude got the room, which will gather my armor to me.
Okay. So, sure enough, you say the magic words and the armor forms around you and locks into place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna start banging on Terra's door, if there's a door.
There are doors, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start pounding on the door. Hey, Tana, you awake?
I'm gonna just ignore him.
I'm just gonna continue pounding.
No answer.
And pounding. And more pounding.
Okay.
So
So Daedalus, you hear Brog being his normal obnoxious self.
I'm just like, I shake my head. And and I peer out there was a communal bath here, right?
Yes. No, not in the Climbhammer.
Not in the Clamor.
No.
Okay.
The Climbhammer doesn't have one. That was at the Big Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
The big queen.
So I'm just gonna. Well, there's not much I can do, so I'm just gonna quickly, get my armor and stuff on, and walk out, ignore him, and just walk downstairs.
It's actually not a two-floor thing.
It's not 2-floor?
No.
Well, I'm just gonna walk out to the main area and see about if there's like an order of something.
The Climbhammer has a small variety to choose from. They had an influx of people coming in that they were just not prepared for. So they've got a small amount of food. They're limiting it to one helping per person. So.
Anyway, that's fine. So I grab my helping and I find a place to sit.
Okay. Yeah. So you have your breakfast. What are you two doing? So it takes about, let's say, an hour to finish all 3 letters.
Okay.
And do you pound on her door for an hour?
Damn straight.
All right.
They're
So for a steady hour.
Yep. For a steady hour.
Yeah.
So after I'm done with my last letter, I'm still hearing but it's still pounding, but
Yeah.
it's still there. So I lean up against the door and listen to where the pounding's at, so I can kind of get a direction of where in between his legs are.
Okay. Make an investigation roll.
Modify 20.
Nice. You know exactly where you're standing.
So I get my dagger and I aim it just below the, below the belt.
Uh-huh.
And I hold my hand up against the door and I go, psh.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Go ahead.
I'll say with advantage.
Tackling luck.
Well, you have advantage, so.
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
can't
true,
get
too.
double advantage.
That's true.
Yeah.
15.
What's your armor class?
Sorry, 18.
18. So you do actually attempt to stab him in the nethers, but his armor deflects your dagger, your thrust.
And all I'm gonna say is, "Good try, loser." And I'm gonna walk away. I'm just gonna walk away after that.
That was a lot of work for that.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna sigh and I wish he was dead sometimes. And just walk away.
Why was it Talbot and not Rob?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking, like, can we just switch spots really quick? Can we have Talbot back and not Rob?
Take an inspiration. That's funny. I find that funny. That's funny. All right, so yeah, you head out, and there's a small amount of business. People are very very vocal about their unsatisfaction with the one helping, but those are the house rules, so they abide. And you see Daedalus noshing on some breakfast.
Of course.
Some scrambled eggs and a few bits of bacon.
So I'm gonna go over and get my one helping of bacon and scrambled eggs and
Okay.
join Talbot's herbs.
Oh shit!
Every
It hurts every time, dude. I do it too.
Ah.
I did it too last time. It hurts.
I'm missing Talbot.
Oh god! All right, so
And I'm gonna take it like just
and suddenly it occurs to Brog, like you thought that you were fully expecting to see Talbot this morning at breakfast and he's not there,
Yeah.
and like it just dawns on you like fuck, he's dead.
Yeah, he's really gone. I'm gonna. Hey, Alice, I need another ale as I go and get breakfast.
It's a little early for ale.
Dwarves, never too early for ale. Make it 2, actually, please.
Right.
Alright.
Let's tap a keg for the dwarf.
Just 2. Or save the rest for later. Gonna need more tonight.
Alright. So she brings you 2 pints, 1 copper, please.
I'm gonna
Flip her a copper.
flip her a copper and actually throw another 2 and be like, here, for the trouble.
Okay. So make sure you take 4 copper off your inventory.
Yes.
So you guys eat breakfast. Some of you drink breakfast. What do you do?
Alright, well, Daedalus, you said this, what was it?
Giant hippo-looking thing guy. His name is Bentley.
Bentley. That's, are you sure that's a hippo?
Well, he looked like one.
Interesting, okay,
You'll be able to see him coming though. This guy's like huge. His hands were the size of like ham hocks. Ugh. Let's just say when he grabbed a drink, it's big to us. To him, it was like a shot glass.
okay, that definitely changes some things. Brog, Daedalus, don't leave the clam hammer.
Well, we got stuff to do. I'm leaving the clam hammer.
You've got the party to go to today.
No. that is
Yeah, I
true.
mean, Daedalus doesn't have to leave the clam hammer, but we can. We're not the ones being hunted.
Everybody make an investigation.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or
no,
perception
he
check.
told us, yeah, that he was being
11.
14.
And this was a investigation or
Perception.
Perception.
12.
12? Okay. You know that you're expected to go dressed to the nines to this. You're going to meet the four dukes. You're going to meet nobility. And what is effectively royalty here at Baldur's Gate. So you can't go in dry vomit.
Look at Terra.
And you can't go smelling like piss.
I kind of smell myself. Nah, not me.
I was gonna say you can't go with nails in your mouth, but that's kind of you have to.
You're stuck. You might want to keep that head on Daedalus.
Listen, I got somewhere important to be. We all look like, well, for lack of a better term, shit.
You more so than us.
Shut up.
Nah, it's too funny. You got a little dried vomit there, by the way.
So I just kind of flick it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like lean back.
Yeah. You just see it hit the wall and just fall to the ground. A little chunk.
As I was saying.
Ew, what'd you eat?
Looks like corn.
Even worse. Where'd you get corn from?
Can you set up?
So, we gotta go fancy.
Dress. Where?
You in a dress? Sure, whatever.
So, like I did last time, because he won't shut up, I put my hand over his mouth. Daedalus, since you seem to be the only one that actually will not interrupt, we need to be on our best behavior, and you need to stay by us at all times.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
So you hear from your backpack. What about me? I need to be dressed nice for the party.
I will get you a nice little top hat, my dear.
Oh, and a fake body to hang from my neck hole. Please.
Maybe. We'll see if it's in the cards, my dear.
Ah, nice. It's 12:31.
Hi. Well, you have to be quiet during the party.
Oh.
Yeah, you want a little fake body to go for the neck? Yeah? From the neck down?
I promise. I'll be on my best behavior.
That means being quiet during the party.
You won't hear a peep.
Alright, if I do, I'm just gonna give you to the pirate over here, Terra.
Oh, to this babe? Sure. I could think of worse fates. Oh, I'm living one now. I'm hanging off the backpack of a jackass.
Hi. Okay, get it out now, so when we get to the party you'll be done. Or you'll be staying here.
Hey.
Without a top hat.
Hey. You're a jackass.
Yeah. Line up for the rest of them that think I'm a jackass.
Hey. It's 12:32.
Aye. That means we better be getting a move on, you lot.
So, I'm gonna start walking out and motion to Daedalus to follow me.
Hey, what about me? And I'm gonna start running after them.
So I flip my hood up and it's gonna go like this.
Okay.
And keep like enough to where I can still look around and
All right.
keep my eyes out.
So as Terra leaves, Terra, you hear it and you feel it, but you don't see it coming at all. As soon as Daedalus leaves the clam hammer and walks out into the street, you hear like cannon fire. You feel something pass your head and hit Daedalus right dead in the chest. I need you to make... Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Ooh. So you're going to take 12 points of piercing damage. And... actually, no. You're not going to... You're going to take 22 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
because it was a surprise attack, and it's a crit.
Ooh.
And second hit.
Wonderful.
It's 10 more points of piercing damage. So you hear a second shot. You see blood spurt all over Daedalus. Just 2 big gaping holes in his shoulder as he falls down to the ground. What do you guys do?
So I'm gonna yell at Brog. Brog, get him to the room. Stay with him. I will handle this.
Alright, so I run over and I grab Daedalus and take him back into the clam hammer.
So you took that damage?
Yeah, I subtracted it.
So as you turn around to go back into the climb hammer, you see the doors kind of shut right in front of your face.
Ah, you Alice! Open this door!
Only if you buy this establishment!
Ah!
For 1,000 gold!
I just
Roll initiative.
Ah, there we go.
But
Yeah, you have to roll. You're fighting.
Well, I hope you're fine.
Do I have to roll?
I'm being carried by him right now, so.
You still have to roll.
16.
16.
I rolled a 1.
15 for me.
Alright.
Poor Daedalus.
I rolled a 1.
Terra, Rock, Bentley,
And then
Daedalus.
sad face. No initiative tracking?
No.
Oh.
I know. Breaks your heart.
Sad face.
Alright, so Terra, you get to go. You get to make a investigation roll.
21.
21, okay. So from behind the crowd is all kind of like just completely in shock by this loud noise that kind of cuts the air. Everybody kind of ducks to the ground low. And as everybody ducks down to the ground, you see a rather large, hulking figure with a dark gray cloak. You see kind of like this shaft or staff sticking out from the cloak with a billow of white smoke coming out of the end. And he kind of stands up, and you just see this 7-foot frame, this hippo humanoid as wide as a man, kind of looking at you with one monocle.
So I kind of like throw my hands up a little bit, like cautiously. Now, why don't we put our weapons down here?
I'm not here to kill you, young lady. I'm here to kill Daedalus Hardwell. I'll
How
have
much-
my prey.
How much is it worth?
Oh, it's not about the money. It's about the hunt.
Guess no choice then. Brog, get Daedalus out of here. So can I try and use stealth with the people around, or?
He's
Not really, he sees me,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you can try and break his field of vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Okay, go for it. I will say you can try to make a stealth because everybody's kind of ducked and already trying to hide and kind of get out of the way. I'll say you can try to roll stealth at disadvantage. I mean, it's bright.
Yeah. 26
Okay.
is the first one.
Okay.
28. So, no, 30.
Okay. So, I'm pretty sure you're well hidden.
Okay.
Now, don't forget you move at half movement. So let me get everybody on the board right now.
He's gonna be here. Daedalus, you are here. You're here, Barag. I'm actually gonna place him right here. across here to kind of break the field of vision to go into stealth. So you move at half movement when you're stealth. Don't forget. So what's your movement? 25. So we'll say 15. So 5, 10. So that is actually where you would be in stealth. Next, it's Barag. The mighty Barag. So you've got your friend Daedalus in your arms. He is bleeding profusely.
So I'm actually going to move with him in my arms away from. What was it? Did we get
Bentley.
Bentley, right?
Yes, Bentley is his name.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my full movement away from him with Daedalus in my arms.
Okay. Now, because you're carrying him, you get half movement.
Half movement.
Yeah.
Right behind him.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I will. What if I? Well, actually, I'm gonna burn my action to dash, so I can take 30. Yeah, I can do that, right?
You take another 15 for a total of 30.
Yeah, total of 30.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
well, that's like a marketplace. So
Okay.
I will dock into the marketplace with Daedalus.
Okay. Next is his turn. So he's gonna move 10, 15. He's got a clear range of fire there. And as he is moving, make an intuition. Or intuition, sorry. Believe it or not, that was Marvel superheroes. Like the 1980s. Make an intuition. Make a perception roll.
So that would be 20.
Absolutely. You do notice there's somebody coming up behind you in full armor and a large sword. Not a griff like Bentley, but a human.
Do I know if he's friend or foe?
He's got ill intentions towards you.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your armor class?
19.
He hits with a 19. So that's one hit, and he gets multi-attacks. So
Bring it on.
18. He met your armor class in the second one. So with this large sword, very very William Wallace-esque sword with shiny armor, he just comes and cleaves you twice. See blood just kind of a splash onto Daedalus. Now you're both kind of. It's a matching set.
Yes. Why not?
7. So 12 points of slashing damage. Plus another 7 points. And then for the second attack, I'm done. Sorry. It's alright. It's 13
85 minus 13.
plus another 7 slashing damage.
That's that.
Okay, and that is. Now it's Bentley. Bentley's gonna take his shot. Ooh, natural 20.
Myself or Daedalus?
Daedalus. He's just trained on Daedalus right now.
Is it the second crit in a row?
No, this is the first one.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that opening volley.
Yeah,
Plus
that
that
one was
opening
the-
one on Daedalus with a crit.
The first one was, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is the second crit
For him,
For
yeah.
him, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Look at
yeah.
nice rolls.
Let's do some damage here. Oof. So you take 18 points of piercing damage, Daedalus. Oh my goodness. 12 points for the second shot as he, with 2 pistols, you just feel like these hot little musket balls just pierce your body and go out your back. As you continue just to get pummeled. You do notice he's only going after Daedalus, not going after you.
Yeah.
But that is going to end his turn. Now it is Daedalus. It's your turn.
So I'm still being carried by him.
Yeah.
So, what should I do? Can't really.
You do what you want.
So see how far does that take you? Let's see here. But, nope. I guess I'll cast spells even though I'm being carried, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna cast.
He's just more like pulling you and dragging you out of the way.
Yeah.
It's not full fireman's carry.
So I'm gonna cast Dimension Door,
Okay.
and I'm gonna beckon Barog towards it.
Okay.
Dimension door. Can 2 people go through dimension door?
Well, we did it before in the mine, so.
That doesn't mean it can be done. Don't forget, man. I totally believe in the rule of cool. That was gonna happen because it was cool. It was in the mine.
Yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't mean it happens all the time. It's dimension door, right? The rule of cool is the thing, man, when you're DMing. You teleport yourself from your current location to another spot within range. You arrive at the same exact spot. You arrive at exactly the spot desired. You can bring along objects as long as their weight does not exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature. Yes. So yes, you can absolutely bring it.
So I beckon Barog, I was like, and I'm just gonna teleport as far as.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Anywhere but here.
So dimension door has a range of. Let's take a look. Where is it? I just had it too. Dimension door has a range of 500 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Wow.
I did not expect. I was thinking like 100 feet.
No, it's great for him.
Yeah.
So where are you gonna put yourself on the map?
I don't know how far is 500 feet.
Pretty much anywhere.
Just pick a spot on the map. That's where you're gonna go.
That's the furthest away from him, so like somewhere.
The edge of the map.
Yeah, very edge. Remember, I took you with
There
me,
you go.
Jared.
As long as you can see it within line of sight. So probably be the other street. There you go. Perfect. Okay. That is gonna end your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Terra, you're up.
So I see that they're gone.
So
right?
you see in a puff of smoke, Daedalus says some magic words, moves his hand. You see some magic energy coalesce, and they're gone.
So I'm gonna kind of stand on my breath. Oh man, that was quick. So I'm actually going to disengage because they're not attacking me. They're trying to go after Daedalus. So I'm gonna actually disengage and dash towards the gate. Actually.
Okay, so you're gonna break stuff.
Yes.
Alright. So, go ahead and roll, move 50 feet, yes?
Yes. Which way is the gate? Is it this way?
Well, you mean the main Baldur's Gate?
Towards the merchant quarter, like where the hidden.
It's that way.
The flaming
fist. It's to the left of the map.
Okay.
Okay, so that's gonna end your turn?
Yes.
So he's got 30 movement. 30. He sees you within range. And he's gonna take his shot. What's your armor class?
It is, I believe it's
Does 18?
17.
He hits. Let's go. Okay, so
So he takes out his 2 pistols again. So you take 8 points of piercing damage, and then you take 6 points of piercing damage as you feel 2 balls of hot lead kind of pierce through your bicep, your arm, as you're running. All right, that's gonna actually it's gonna go right this way. 20, 25, 30. Okay. All right. Next, it's Daedalus. Oh, wait a minute. We went out of order. It's Barag, and then Bentley. I'm sorry. So Barag.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just skip Bentley's order in this turn. So.
Alright. Okay, so now over here.
So you do see Terra running.
Yeah. I'm going to drag Daedalus.
You can't. You can't unless he's unconscious.
Oh.
You can't. Yeah. Two people can't use one movement.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take 20 movement to here.
Okay.
And stop there.
Okay.
And second wind to regain some health, which is 1d10 plus my fighter level.
Awesome. All right. So Bentley went and took his shot. Champion went, took his shot. Daedalus, you're up.
Okay,
So, amidst all of this, you hear shouts, like you hear the crowd screaming. You hear almost like the sound of thunder, crack, 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 crack. You think you see Terra get hit in the arm, but she seems to be going in a different direction than you guys went. So, what do you do?
well, I have 1 greater healing potion left, so I'm going to take that first.
Okay, that's a bonus action. So why don't you go ahead and resolve that later? So what do you do with your action?
Well, I don't want to walk back into his field of vision. And if I do a misty, I think it was a misty step over there, will he see me? If
I can't tell you that.
If I go to this street here,
I can't tell you that.
I'm trying to.
I mean, you can tell me what you want to do, but I can't tell you if he's going to see you or not. Terry, you're on deck. What do you want to do, Kyle? What you got, Daedalus? Time's ticking. You got 6 seconds.
Well, I'm just gonna see if I just. See if I. Is this like a building or is this behind a building?
That's right in front of him.
Well, like if I teleport over there, will I be out of?
He's saying to that corner.
Yeah,
See
to
where
the
those
corner.
2 kind of buildings are kind of collided.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can teleport like behind here.
Okay. How far can Misty Step take you? And do you have to have field of vision?
It's 30 feet.
Okay.
And it's an unoccupied space that you can see.
That you can see. So you have to have field of vision. So first you got to move to where you can see, and you're gonna get 30 feet.
That's not gonna help me very much.
All right. What are you gonna do?
This is an empty area here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just kind of stay out over here.
Okay. All right. Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, I'm not gonna do anything else.
All right. Next up, Terra.
I'm in the dash. Or keep dashing.
Don't forget to do your greater healing for me.
Yeah, don't forget to do that.
And that's, how much is greater healing again?
Greater healing potions are
4d4, I think.
44 plus 4. Look at you.
Doesn't say
Look at you.
I'm always having to give healing potions to other people, so.
Sure. Alright, so you took your dash?
Yes.
Alright. Next up, Barag.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm gonna take just 10 movement, and if I remember correctly, I have the 2 swords with me, right? Yeah, I took those. I took the 2 swords. So I'm gonna put away my war maul, and I'm gonna pull out the 2 swords. The lucky sword and the 9 stealer.
Sure.
I think it was a 9 stealer, right?
Good. The life steal.
The life stealer.
9 life steal.
9 life stealer and the lucky sword.
You have the stats on those.
I do actually.
Here,
I thought I wrote them down, but I must have wrote them down.
Alright, so,
Yeah, so, and that's all I'm gonna do. But I will look that up in the meantime.
it's their turn now, so we've got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Closing in on Barag there. I am going to say the gift actually takes a couple of shots at Barag. Natural 20.
Ooh, wonderful.
That's 3 crits in
I
a
know.
row for that guy.
Ow.
And a natural 18.
Wow.
Oh, both are hits. Yay.
I rolled 1 damage on the crit. so 4 total.
4.
on the crit.
On the crit.
And 5 on the second shot. So you get hit with grazing fire as hot balls of lead manage to worm their way through your armor plating, but they don't do much damage. They should have done much more damage, but you just kind of managed to kind of skirt out of the way and take a minimum amount of damage. And that is going to end Bentley's turn. Young Daedalus.
There we could climb on top of a building.
You can certainly try.
So I'm gonna move all the way over here. I think I can move that far.
20, 25.
Yeah,
You
right.
get 5 feet up to the first windowsill if you'd like.
So I'm gonna try climbing up.
Sure. I love this idea.
So I have to roll
Yeah.
I have to roll an acrobatics check or something.
It's an athletics check.
Athletics check.
Quick question for you. Where's the place I live?
It should be in here.
Yeah, you're the master. Quite literally.
Alright.
I rolled an 18 for that one.
Okay. So yeah, sure enough, you manage to find a couple of handholds and you pull yourself up the first 5 feet on the side of the building. Next up, Terra High Hill. As soon as I find this sword,
I have the 9 life stealer one.
you have that already.
I have that one, I just don't have
So okay, so it's luckily
the luck blade.
it should be in alphabetical order.
The lion life stealer has +2 attack, +2 damage, and anything fewer than 100 HP dies.
If you
If.
use that property,
If I use the property of the
because once it's gone, it's gone. You only have 8 charges
8 charges.
of the life of that sword.
Yeah.
So
If I use that, otherwise, yeah. If I decide to use it.
if you decide to use it.
Otherwise, it stays alive.
Yeah. I mean, it's still an amazing sword. Okay, there it is.
It's a beautiful sword.
Alright, Terra, you're up. You're up.
I know. Take it. Thanks. Sorry. So I'm gonna. Can I use perception to see if there's any of the? I think it's the flaming fist scars.
You can try.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick up. There's so much chaos going around. People are kind of running. You do think you see a couple of white tunics with the red fists, but they seem just as confused as everybody else. But you just only see flashes of them as you're running. But what do you do with your movement? Do you take movement, or are you just going to use your turn for perception?
No, I'll take movement.
So that's going to end your turn.
Yes.
All right. Brog Drac,
Yee.
you're up, sir.
Okay. Take movement to get to this burly dude right in front of me. And I'm going to make an attack with the 9-life stealer first.
Is that in your dominant hand or your offhand?
It's going to be in my dominant,
Go for it.
and then my offhand's going to be the left blade.
Go for it.
So, weapon of choice. Cock die. And I have the same. monster,
Yeah,
right?
it's the same because you're proficient in long swords, and you have your strength bonus.
19.
19 does it.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna roll. So, yeah, I'm gonna do my extra attack for this one.
Go for it.
Yeah, of course. So, extra attack, I'm gonna roll for that. Cop dying over here. Yeah, so.
Don't use that.
I know, I'm gonna stop you.
All right. So
So, I got 12. I rolled a 12, so.
unfortunately that misses. It just strikes off of his shield.
12 and my mods 13, 14, 15, 16, 20.
That does hit.
20.
That does hit. Modified 20 does.
Yeah, so make both of those.
So you.
And it's the same 2d6 for the damage. No, it changes.
Yeah. You gotta look at the sword. So for a long sword, it is
Okay, so it's a long sword.
1d8.
1d8. Thank you.
plus your strength modifier.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the first one.
So and that's a +2, right? Sword.
Oh, yes.
So don't forget to add the +2.
12, so 14 in
14.
total.
Okay, nice.
With your strength, right?
Yeah.
You got that.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the second attack.
Sweet. So you take out these two enchanted swords, these new swords that you got, and you can kind of feel the enchantment kind of going through your body. You feel just a little bit luckier than you normally would. And you come up and quickly, your hands, almost like in a blur, you go high with one hand, you go low with another, and you just see right across his chest like spurts of blood as you cut deep, and you see sinew. One of the swords actually hits bone, it goes so deep. Well done. Alright, is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, that will end my turn.
Alright, next is Bentley. It's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. Daedalus is 5 feet up. He's gonna take his shots. Okay. 1. Second one hits. So you see he's got these pistols in his hand, and he pulls the hammer back on one, and you hear, and you just see kind of like an explosion in his hand, and the barrel just pops up. The second one does actually hit though. Damage for a total of 8 piercing damage. I need you to make a strength check, please. Difficulty is 18. Nope. Okay. Wrong dice. You take 1 point of fall damage as you fall 5 feet to the ground. You started making your way up the side of the building. He caught you. He took aim, shot you right in the side, and you do fall. Take a little bit of ankle twist damage on that. So the 1 point. But it is your turn, Daedalus Hartwell.
Okay, well, I have one more spell slot left, so I'm just gonna Dimension Door. All the way across.
Alright.
And this time it's just me.
Sure. Alright, is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, that'll end me.
Tara, you're on. Your turn. Brog, you're on deck.
Oh, actually, I think I could. I'm gonna try using stealth again. Maybe. Well, not in this
Not in
time.
the heat of battle like this, no.
Dang it.
I'm gonna say no.
Alright.
Just go find him.
Okay.
One assassin.
I mean, you do have flanking damage. Flanking gives you advantage.
It also gives me my assassin.
So it also gives you your assassin.
Alright, I'm gonna do that then.
Roll twice, you have advantage.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm trying to do the math in my head.
Well,
Oh,
do the
well,
math on the
duh.
higher roll.
Yeah. 22.
That does hit.
And then I'm gonna roll for the second one.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, 23.
That does hit as well. So go ahead and roll damage on both.
And then,
The first one is double dice.
yes. And then also, Barag is right there, so I also get sneak attack.
Sneak attack damage.
Plus assassinate, which is double. Times 2, 36 for the first one.
Oh my
And that
goodness.
one, oh no, 38 because I have plus 2 on my frost. And then 6 of that is frost damage.
Okay.
Oh, and then I take that one out. And this is the enchanted. 14. Oh, you know what? No, 15 because of the plus 1 on the enchantment. We're gonna do plus 1.
Alright, so quickly you have both of your daggers in your hand and your frostbrand dagger. You manage to kind of stick it right in his ribs, and it sticks in deep, and you can see the ice kind of forming right where the dagger goes into his side. He winces, and you come around with your other dagger, stick it right in his thigh, and twist it a little bit, and you see him just go, ah! His blood just starts to pour. Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes.
Barag, Drac.
Alright, so. Okay. Well, of course I'm gonna make an attack. So my extra attack counts as the offhand, or no?
No. So you get a total of 3 attacks.
Oh, okay. I only made 2 on the last one. I didn't know that. No. Sorry. Still
You know it now.
Wait, where did Daedalus go? He was over there. Oh,
He missed his
Misty. Well,
I didn't miss a step. I dimension.
Dimension door. I stand corrected. You dimension door.
If I was missing step, I wouldn't be going that far.
Why did
Right,
you
I'm
dimension door to that side of the map? Why did?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Take your turn. Cock die.
Yep. Oh,
you're just not having the luck, man.
Yeah, every die rolls.
This is 4.
Yeah. 24 hits.
yeah, so 24 for the shot. I'm gonna roll for all 3.
That misses, unfortunately.
Nat 20.
All right. So go ahead and roll damage twice. Second damage, you get to roll double dice.
Yes.
So longsword is 1d8.
1d8. Both of them are long swords, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First one, which is my dominant one, then I minus 2 there.
Nice.
8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 for the first one. Greater weapon fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
1.
1.
Yeah. So that's 9, 10.
10.
10 in total, yes.
Okay, what was the first one?
First one was 17, 12. Does it have 7?
Gotcha.
12. No, 14, because the plus 2 was 14.
That's right.
Yeah, this is a plus 2.
Nice, dude. Alright, next it's Bentley's turn as you take a couple of chunks out of this this champion. I will say, because you got the critical on the second one, you lop his hand right off of his wrist. And it's the hand that's holding his sword. So I'm going to say he's going to take his dash. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
And then I also
5,
get
60.
attack of opportunity.
You do?
Do I also get it? Because he
No, he didn't. He didn't pass you. I mean, he
It was in a
passed.
round.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't in your
melee range.
melee range. Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you went right there.
Yeah,
Not right
yep.
here. Okay.
You were actually 10 feet away from him.
Yeah.
Nice. So gun roll damage.
Does it still count for sneak
No.
attack? Dang
Because
it.
he's not in. Grog's not in melee range.
I
I
tried.
know, it was a good attempt.
8, 12, plus 5, and then plus 17, 19. Oh, hold on. Because it's the frost one. 21.
Alright. Nice. So you take a chunk out of Bentley, but he moved past you very quickly. His hide is really tough as your dagger sunk deep. He's gonna take an action surge though. Yeah, that's a thing. And as he takes his action surge, that's a 1.
Oh!
So the second pistol misfires. However, quickly that fight escalated. The sun unmercifully hangs high at its apex above the city of Baldur's Gate. As the humidity and the heat hit you guys all at one time, your lungs fill with the white smoke, and your olfactory senses are assailed by the byproduct of Bentley's humongous cannon-like weapon. A smell Terra High Hill and Barag Drak you're all too familiar with when you deploy siege weapons or fire ship cannons. But for Daedalus, it's an entirely new stimuli. Large crowds of sailors, crafters, cutthroats, laborers, looky-loos gather, and you could swear you hear someone, as this whole fight is going on,
hear someone back in the crowd yelling, "I'm taking bets here. 10 copper on the thunder wand. The hippo with the thunder wand." Someone responds, "I'll take that action." So the blood pumps through all your guys' veins. Adrenaline sharpens your senses as Bentley levels off his thunder wand at the head of Daedalus Hartwell. Misfires. He grabs another weapon and he looks at Daedalus and he says, "You know there's only one way this could end." Bentley's large, meaty digit curls around the trigger. Daedalus, you close your eyes awaiting for the inevitable. A loud thunderous crack fills the air as a weapon is discharged. A different weapon. Daedalus, you slowly open your eyes to see Bentley still standing over you, his gaze now averted. You all turn to see the object of Bentley's undivided attention. He slowly makes his way out of the crowd, gloved hand, with both the trigger and the thumb missing, still in the air. A smaller weapon of his own, but not unlike Bentley's in his grip, still smoking. He is a tall man with an athletic build, cloaked and hooded, and you can see gaiters with iron buttons running up either side, covering his lower legs to the top of his boots. He slowly pulls down his hood and stares silently at Bentley. Bentley's reserve and confidence cracks. "Cole, I thought you would have left Baldur's Gate by now, considering you can move along." Tufts of dark blue hair hang in front of his face. The black gleam of his eyes barely perceptible beneath the curtain of azure. His light blue skin indicative of a man who is always cool under pressure. A pair of horns crest from the ridge of his brow, conforming to the shape of his head. All the while his weapon is still held aloft in the air. All the while he has not uttered a single word. The crowd gives him a wide berth as the man lays his pistol on the ground in front of him and takes 5 steps back. "Don't do it, Big Ben. Walk away from this hunt." Bentley nervously licks his mouth where normally a top lip would apply, but with an absurdly large tongue. Bentley replies, "You know that I can't, Cole." The stranger replies, "Yeah, I know." Another thunderous crack splits the air. A large hole erupts between Bentley's eyes. Brain matter and gore shower the crowd behind him. The crowd looks to the stranger, weapon still on the ground. However, a second weapon hidden under his cloak, unholstered and fired from the hip. A white plume of smoke moves like a macabre dance in the oceanic breeze, and the smell of discharged gunpowder hangs heavy in the air. The crowd stands in shock and awe. Cole slowly walks over and retrieves his first pistol. Notches adorn the handle of the weapon, and there are a lot of them. He walks over to the remains of the griff, once called Bentley. He takes out a small, worn, dusty leather journal, calmly thumbing through loose pieces of parchment until he finds the one he's looking for. He unfolds it, and it reveals a wanted poster, a hand-drawn picture of Bentley adorning the page, indicating a 50 gold piece reward. 2 Flaming Fist mercenaries walk up to the scene, with Bentley's cohort now in custody. They had their swords and shields at the ready. Cole barely regards them. "Cole, the first guard says with a note of shock in his voice. "We didn't know you was working. Everyone thought you's left." The second guard interjects, "I heard you were dead, Cole." Cole, without regarding the queries of the guards, forcibly hands the parchment to the first guard and simply replies, "Sign." All right, the guard replies as he signs the bounty warrant. "All business as usual then. Right, Cole. You can pick up your bounty at the constable's office per usual." His dark eyes, despite having had to interact with the Flaming Fist, have locked onto Valor's Ransom, and his steely gaze has not broken, not faltered, not wavered. Again, without regarding the guard, he slowly replies, "Yeah." He casually walks over to you, Terra, Varag, and Daedalus, the tension finally releasing from his clenched jaw, and he says,
Found you.
"Oh! You found us! What do you mean?"
I'll be damned.
Not that it was difficult. It seems like everybody knows you're here.
Yeah, you just followed the noise.
Aye, the noise that he brings sometimes, and I point to Daedalus. That man.
So as he's pointing at Daedalus accusingly, I'm going to pull on his ear. What did I say, dwarf? Shut up.
Aye.
And then I'm going to let go of his ear again.
Still amusing.
Oh, nice. I like it. And Cole does have lighter toned blue-gray skin, very dark blue eyes, and of a matching color to the eyes, a set of horns that curl back kind of in a wide curl, not so much of a spiral. They come back straight at first and then dip down towards the end. Now, you are Valor's Ransom, right?
Aye.
See, I only know what I've heard.
Which is probably a lot, I'm assuming.
Quite a lot.
Well, what you need us for? Or why are you looking for us? I hope it's... And I'm going to look back at, what was Bentley, and hope it's not like that.
You just see a smoking hole right in his forehead, right between his eyes.
No, he and I had business of a different sort. See, I knew where he was going to be. I knew where you were going to be. Seems like the only people who didn't know much were you.
Yes, well, we were told by our elvish friend here, someone was after him.
Was.
Yes.
Glance back at Bentley. Excuse me for a moment. And I go over to Bentley's body and just retrieve any belongings of value, any ammo he might have.
He's got ammo and he's got large weapons.
Okay. So anything I can reasonably carry, I'd say?
The rifles are to his scale.
Okay.
So make an investigation roll with advantage.
Okay, so investigation. Oh yeah, I can open this now.
Yeah.
Investigation's gonna be. It's gonna be 15.
Okay. Easy enough. You take a look at this large rifle. The two pistols are wasted, but you look at the large rifle and you see the pins and the hinge that keep the trigger assembly in place. Although it's big and wieldy, you know that you can break it apart pretty quickly to carry it.
Okay.
In two pieces.
So I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
It does look like something beyond what I could wield as far as the size.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's to his scale.
Okay, so I'll break
But
it down. And
at the same time, you know where something like this to be reverse engineered by a dwarf or you know, an elf.
Right. It's
Yeah.
recreated.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll take the ammo and whatever gold he has as well.
Okay.
Anything pretty much.
Okay.
So
you've got one bag of. Actually, you've got one like quarter keg of gunpowder.
Okay. So
You've got 18 rounds and 90 pieces of gold.
90?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you're searching, you also find a wanted poster of Daedalus.
Okay.
Griff was 50 gold pieces for you to pick up at the constable's office.
Oh,
You've got the seal. So the way a bounty would work, would be you just need somebody to officially sign off that you've killed him. You don't necessarily have to take a 7-foot, 500-pound body to a constable's office. They've got people to do that. So you just need an official to sign. And you've done this many times. The Flaming Fist Mercenary Guards just put like a seal on there. You take it to the constable's office and they cash you out for their bounty.
Okay.
So you've got that, and then you also see on Daedalus's wanted poster. It is not like an official Baldur's Gate poster. It's more personalized.
It's not one that akin to like what you just mentioned, where
Right.
the guards would be signing it.
Right.
Okay.
This is more of a personal correspondence. I need them all dead, and then that's it.
So I put everything away except for the poster, and I walk back over to the group. You can have this. And I hand them the poster.
So I'm gonna take it. Do I recognize at all, like, the handwriting of it?
Make an
Or?
intuition. Or not. Why am I in Marvel mode right now? Intuition check. Make an investigation.
16.
You don't recognize the handwriting, but you do recognize the type of parchment used. It's something that is used it's common in the underworld, the underground, to use these types of paper because they're waterproof. So when you have to make a quick escape, you still have your correspondence.
So I'm gonna put it into my pack.
Mhm.
And just curtly nod to Cole and thank you.
Sure. Seems Daedalus here is getting some special attention.
Well,
I'm like, special.
So,
And then I look over to him and I was like, thank you.
Well,
You've got some holes in you, Daedalus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him my superior potion. My last superior.
Yeah. 8d4 plus 8. Alright, so she hands you over the sparkling red liquid. Kind of shimmers as she hands it to you.
And so, why don't you get those wounds taken care of there? And where are you heading off to, stranger?
well, thought we could talk about that. You see, would have been easy enough for me to fulfill that bounty as well, but for one thing, I have nothing against his kind, and for another thing, I think we might be able to help each other. You see, I deal in violence, as you may have noticed, but I also deal in knowledge. Seems like something you are lacking at the moment.
Yes, well, we just had an emotional toll, so to speak.
I heard.
Yes, well, why don't, you know where the clam hammer is, boy?
Make a perception roll.
14.
You're not 100% sure, but he may have been one of the ones gambling at the Climb Hammer the night before. Maybe.
So I'm familiar. See, like I said, I knew where you were going to be. I would have intervened sooner, but I wanted to see if everything I heard was true about what you guys are capable of.
Yes.
And I think I've seen enough for now.
Make a perception roll.
Ooh, hello. New modifiers. It's going to be 23.
23. With that high of a roll, you're pretty sure one of them is still drunk from the night before and the other is pretty hungover.
Well, maybe we all need a bit of time and rest. And Cole's hair is, which I forgot to mention, is about shoulder length, very dark brown, not quite black, but very dark hair. And it seems to be, at the moment at least, kind of in tangles, like matted a little bit, like he hasn't bothered to, for some unknown reason, wash it. We'll have more time to talk about that, but I have to ask, did you really let that lady get away?
Which one?
This, Zyenda something?
Oh.
Ah, well. Why don't we talk a little more at the clam hammer? Boys,
Sure.
go get cleaned up. We've got a place to be.
And I am familiar, by the way, with the clam hammer. A bit too familiar.
Oh, you and I both.
Alright. So I say that we end our night here with the introduction of Cole, the tiefling gunslinger.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Amazing. Yeah, so you find out a couple of important things. You guys have people after you, the guild.
Yeah.
Daedalus is the next on the chopping block. In a very big way.
Yeah.
However, you guys have a party to get to tonight.
I
Keep that in mind.
Yep.
time to get dressed.
Time to get all spiffy.
I know, we were trying to get spiffy before we got
I
holy
know.
shot in us.
Now you just gotta get not bleeding.
Yeah. So as I just kind of like start wiping out blood off of Daedalus.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not
It
sorry.
was a rough night for Daedalus Hartwell.
It's always a rough night for Daedalus Hartwell.
You
I
guys,
don't know, man. He shines a lot.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
shines a lot. This one.
He has like the greatest one-liners and the greatest like moments too. Like
Mhm.
you just listen to some of the stuff that we went through, and then all of a sudden Daedalus speaks, and it's like, okay, that's not so bad now.
Yeah. All right, so this is the end of episode 20. It is
Wow.
a Farrakis and firearms. A little gunplay in the middle of Baldur's Gate. As a tiefling bounty hunter has made his appearance known. So we will see you guys next week on the story thus far. We hope you enjoyed the show. Other than that, be awesome, play D&D, and love each other. Good night,
All right.
everybody.
bye-bye.
Night.